Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hopefully everybody had a good trading day. Really good, aggressive, very specific action, especially in the beta names today. Obviously that is our focal point. And the one thing that, again, from the macro point of view, this is kind of where we start out every single evening. The macro point of view, again, it's almost like a rinse repeat sort of thing, that the bears are constantly looking for that magic reversal. And it looked like for today that we're going to possibly get it. Okay, it really did. At some point today, you just started seeing a lot of names that were very strong pre-market. Again, remember, the Dow gapped up about 100 and change. And then slowly but surely, and again, we're kind of going to talk about the Qs, but slowly but surely throughout the day, you kind of started seeing by mid-morning a really aggressive dump in the NASDAQ 100. And this is something we've been talking about for about 2.5 weeks, that at any point they could pull the plug. Again, we always keep in the stance that the bulls are going to get the benefit of the doubt, but we're always wary of the fact that when you come up with a quote-unquote V recovery and you get this really strong move above, really above the supplies, and they captured all the supply zones, started building it, at any point they could have an aggressive pullback. And it started to look that way, right? Everything was going fine the bears' way. And slowly but surely, you kind of met the road, you kind of met where the rubber met the road. And basically it was in this bottom channel. And the mantra of the market has been trap the bears on the bottom channel. And today was exactly the same thing over and over again. They did trap the bears again, right? They did trap the bears again. And you started seeing this really good, aggressive short covering rally off the lows. You're talking about a $2 move off the lows in the NASDAQ 100. And when you look at the daily chart, right, nothing really has changed. Again, we've covered this area here, this 171.76 level on the NASDAQ 100, right, the QQQs. We talked about the technical damage possibly could happen if we close below that level, because it's also going to break the 10-day moving average. But we also said, keep on saying the same thing over and over again. Until that does, okay, well, keep in mind that, again, we are still in a very aggressive environment, and the bears don't need to win. Just remember that. The bears don't need to win. The same way the market was selling off in December, and I kept on saying, well, there's, everybody's saying, well, there got to be a Santa Claus rally. There has to be a Thanksgiving rally. There has to be a January effect. Okay. 2/3, 3/4 of all that statement never happened. So nothing needs to happen. So when the bears are aggressively every single day doing the rain dance, it's going to rain, it's going to rain, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Again, eventually it will rain. We just don't know if it's going to rain tomorrow. It's going to rain 2 years from now. So price action in this market, again, continues to pay. They keep on really trapping aggressive bears and new shorts. And I think that's very important. New shorts on the bottom of the ranges, and all they keep on doing is rinse repeating, rallying them back into the markets. Now, again, this will be the line in the sand going forward. Again, and I say this all the time on all of our updates, there is no room for interpretation when it comes to technical analysis. This is the line in the sand, 171.76. This is something you should write in front of you, set an alert, whatever charting platform you're using, and let that be your guide until we close below that 171.76 level on the Qs. Again, expect the same type of action. What I did like what I saw today was very good expansion channels, right? And we saw that in Amazon, and we saw that in Tesla. We'll talk about all these things in a second. We saw that in Netflix. We saw that in Facebook. We saw that in Apple. What I also like what I saw today, as the Dow was going down 300 points or so, you really didn't see a lot of really aggressive bearish bets, okay? You saw a lot of dip buying in the Qs. You saw a lot of dip buying in the SPYs. You saw a lot of dip buying in macro names that have been hot, like Alibaba, okay? You had 1740 calls going into weakness. Okay, as Amazon was sitting in the 1690s, you saw 1740 calls being bet as the market was taking out lows. So it's a very, very important. Oh, by the way, you had moves like Facebook and Apple into weakness, really, really strong moves out of very, very tight supply. So there's still no fear. Okay, still no fear. Speculation money continues to flow, and I believe this will continue to be a rinse, repeat sort of thing. Now, again, somebody could turn around and say, well, we lost 2,800 on the S&P 500. Okay. Unless we turn into index traders, okay, unless we turn into fund managers that have to beat the S&P 500, does it really matter? And oh, by the way, it doesn't make a difference. I saw this all over social media. It doesn't make a difference that we lost 2,800. It makes a difference that we reclaim the 10-day moving average of 2790. That's the most important part. Because if you look at this rising support, right? Look at these rising support. We reclaim this green line, which is the 10-day moving average, which everything is intact. So let's talk about today. Very, very aggressive action, okay? Something for everybody, but the most important part was on beta. First and foremost, we want to start out with Amazon. Congratulations for all you guys who came in long Amazon via equity, via calls, via Pony Express, whatever the case may be. Congratulations. Beautiful, beautiful trade. 2-day run from the 1650s. It went as high as 1709 today. I still think has one more day up into the 1725, 1730s. Phenomenal job, guys. Absolutely phenomenal job. Great move. And it was so nice to see Amazon and Google and Apple and Facebook all wake up as we saw a lot of aggressive selling in the indexes. Tesla. What's not to say about the stock, right, guys? Again, everybody knows this is my favorite stock. And, we just saw really, really good aggressive action. So this is the StockTwits feed. It's the same thing as the Twitter feed. It's just a different platform. And the day started out perfectly. I mean, perfectly. For those of you guys who came in Amazon, just phenomenal move, great gap overnight. But then we started seeing the true nature of these stocks. And Tesla came out with news this morning, talk about an SUV pickup. Nobody cares. I talked about it today. Pre-market at Morning Strategy. I believe the stock was going to go lower. I believe the stock was going to take out the previous day's low. What I didn't believe, well, not necessarily believe, what I didn't think, I didn't think it was going to have another $10 candle pretty much at the same time. So I tweeted this out in the private feed and obviously the live webinar and the StockTwits feed for aggressive traders only. Again, guys, remember, there's a big misconception. A lot of traders just think green to red or red to green is like the end of the universe. Once a stock goes red to green, it's going to explode. And once a stock goes from green to red, it's going to implode. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the way I trade it, like the same way I would trade it as a second entry on a pivot. So we watched Tesla. We watched Tesla started losing steam, and it put in an initial low of roughly 295. It was like 295.20s. And then it bounced back to like the 296.5, 297 level. I think everybody got short Tesla. And at the same time, as we got short Tesla on that 295 breakdown, you started seeing really aggressive put buying. We're talking about, this is when the stock was at 295, 285s, 280s. And then next thing you know, you see an avalanche. Okay, and this is why we've been using option flow to really kind of give us a second, third, fifth confirmation on the trade. We started seeing massive avalanche worth of put buying coming in. The 285s, the 280s, the 250s, nonstop, 250, 250s, 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 240s when they went down. And Tesla just absolutely imploded. I mean, absolutely imploded. This was definitely the move of the day. Here's the 60-minute view. Here's the opening range candle right over here. This 295.52, right? We used the second entry, 295. Just absolutely got crushed. This is definitely where I made 99.99999% of my money today. Just a big, big move. I know a lot of you guys are still long the 250 puts. If you look at the catalyst, not only was that news negated from last week, but Whitney Tilson was the axe in the stock today. In his presentation, he came out and said, hey, I think the stock is worth 100. This dude has a lot of weight, a lot of weight, a lot of clout in this market. And everybody, a lot of people listen to him. And the stock got absolutely murdered. So you had Amazon to the long side. I know a lot of you guys caught that. Tesla to the short side. I know a lot of you guys caught that. And then you started seeing one by one UPS, UPS only went up 50 cents. Wasn't a big move. KNDI never triggered. Very, congratulations to you guys who caught Very. That opening range high, that $7 opening range high, it was great. That 710 opening range high went to like 760. Facebook, I was looking, I didn't trade Facebook myself. I was watching, I was trading Tesla. But Facebook, what a win. A lot of you guys caught this as well. 164 build. I mean, this was a pretty aggressive move. When you look at the 164 build, once it confirmed this whole area 164, put up a $3 candle. That's incredibly impressive on Facebook. I just did not see that coming at all. But you started seeing like really, really good moves. And then iRobot went down about $2, 128.70. We put this into the channel, 128.70. Here's the reason why 128.70 went down to like 126.50s. And Netflix, congratulations, folks. This is a huge, huge move. Again, 357 50s. If it builds below, it can flush. Talk about option flow. Netflix, as it was pivoting, okay, just to give you an idea, as it was pivoting, we saw three of the March, was it the March or the Aprils? It could have been the Aprils. The April 300 puts trade, okay? So once you see a pivot confirming and you see that massive option flow hit, this thing, I mean, just absolutely got destroyed, went all the way down to like 356 and change. So huge, huge move there as well. And what else? Amazon, Facebook, Netflix. Those the big ones were there. I mean, the big ones were really, really there for us. Now, look, I think the key right now for the bulls is to make sure that the bears don't take control and reclaim today's levels. Okay, that's number one. Going into tomorrow's session, again, I want to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt, but I'm definitely opening up my eyes to what I saw today. Again, they went through that initially through that 10-day a little bit too easy. There wasn't a little bit, there wasn't a lot of resistance. The good news is, again, glass half full is they reclaim those levels again. So going into tomorrow, I'm 60-40 buy bias. Again, you have to be in this tape, but I want to make sure that we're getting the confirmation prices that we look for every single day. So let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about today's session. Let's talk about it for tomorrow's session, what we like. Amazon, let's start out with PBYI. So PBYI had a really good move a couple of days ago, right? Really good move a couple of days ago. Rested today, if you can say up another $1. Rested today. I think it needs to reclaim this 40-50 area. If it could start reclaiming this 40-50 area, you could get a second move up. So keep an eye on that. AVXL for all you small cap players. Again, nothing really that I'm interested in, but for all you small cap players, huge volume. You traded 1 million shares today. If this thing can start reclaiming 270, you could get a big move here. So keep an eye on that if that's your thing. Netflix. So let's talk about Netflix. So Netflix broke down today and closed below the linear regression line. So again, if you believe in the theory, stocks trade from supply to supply and demand to demand to demand to demand. So if Netflix starts losing tomorrow, guys, 348 level, okay, that's a short. 348 can get it to 344. So let's keep an eye on Netflix. Tesla, I think Tesla goes lower. I think Tesla goes lower. Either two ways we can look at it. If it gaps up, we're going to look for it into 60-minute supply for a hedge, for a rejection short. Or if it starts breaking down, I want to watch this thing below today's low of 282.78. The first move should get to right around here, the 279 level. So it's going to be about $3-4, at least in the first move, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I definitely want to keep an eye on Tesla for a little bit more cash flow for tomorrow. Amazon, this looks really, really good. I still think there's another 15, 17 points left in the trade. Tomorrow, if it starts building above the 1710, it should get to about 1726, 1730. So for all you option players who are still long the stock with a runner, great job. I still think there will be one more leg up in Amazon for tomorrow. Hell, even Facebook looks good. And this is why I'm saying there's no fear in this tape. Facebook looks good. If it starts building 67.50, there's at least another $1 into the linear regression line. If it starts getting really aggressive, you could get a move all the way up to the upper Bollinger Band. So let's keep an eye on the 67.50 build as a second entry for Facebook. And AAL, I believe it's an airline or is it aluminum? AAL, I think it's American Airlines. First close today into the 50-day moving average, below the 50-day moving average. If the stock continues to be weak and confirms today's low of 33.50, it should go lower. And again, you're really risking about, what, 22 cents in the stock for a possible move all the way down to the $30 level. So great job. Great job today, guys. I got a lot of great emails. Phenomenal job. Just absolutely phenomenal job. And the most important thing is to remember, like we said, going into today's morning strategy, great solid week last week. And again, when we said, the first thing I said today, Monday morning, it's over. Okay, it's over. Today was the first day, trading day for the rest of your life. And now today is over. So tomorrow we refocus. We have an opinion. We have a sentiment. We have a bias. Now we're just looking for confirmation. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless. And I'll see you all in the field tomorrow.
Congratulations for putting in the time to take control of your trading. You're one step closer to owning your future and achieving the success you desire. Let us know what you learned today and what you'd like to see from us in the future videos in the comments below.